Happy 2024. We are entering everything new. New year, new season of our podcast. This is the first week of the new year, and we will be talking about what can we do this year. A lot of times I know people during that time. Well, actually, let's do the music first. The music, where did it go? Well, do I continue? Let's just talk without music. Anyways, we spoke last year about many different topics. We invited many different friends who are healthcare experts. They are lifestyle coaches, they are personal coaches, people who are helping those with type 2 diabetes to take control and keep control over their diagnosis, to put it in remission and keep it there. So one of the very first guests that we had last year was our agent of change, Monica Henderson. And I would like to call Monica to the stage and welcome you back on our show.
Hey, it's so great to be back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Monica. Do you hear the echo?
I do not.
I have an echo. Anyways, with our show today, I wanted to talk about something that a lot of people do in the beginning of the season, of the year, of certain period of time. We summarize the results from the last period of time and we draft the plans for the new. And sometimes it's a very dreading process because we kind of know what's supposed to be done, but we are not feeling like it. And at this time, we need something. We need some motivation. And where we could find this, Monica?
Well, that's a good question. And really, the motivation, I know a lot of times we look outside of ourselves for motivation, but the reality is motivation is actually starts inside of you. When we ask this question in our program, we always say, what is the reason for your why? Why do you want to achieve something? And then that is exactly where that motivation is, right? So, like, maybe this is the year that you decided this is going to be the year that I'm going to get my diabetes under control and I am going to live healthier. Why do you want that to be true? That is where you find your motivation. Can't happen outside of you. It's got to come from the inside.
Definitely, definitely. I've been on many courses and classes, and really good coaches always are suggesting that all problems and all solutions are hidden right here between our two ears, right here inside of our head. And what we decide, what decision we make, will really show us the opportunities. And if right when we have this decision made, it's much easier to see what can help us, right?
Right. I think a lot of the time, especially if you're watching someone else and you want them to do the thing that they need to do in order to snap out of it, right? Especially if you're a caregiver watching this or someone who's in support of someone who is trying to or is battling with, or is, becoming a warrior in this fight against diabetes, you sometimes want to just shake them and go, why don't you just just do what you have to do? You have so much writing on this. But it really does require them, it has to be their good idea. The best parenting that I've ever done has been when I made it my kids' idea to do the thing I actually wanted them to do, right? When it was their brilliant idea. Wow, you're so smart. And the reality is, I will have said it to them 150 times before then. You should really do this. You should do this. You know what you should do? You should do this. You should do this. I heard you should do this. So and so said you should do this and that, right? It wasn't until they go, I think I should do this, that changeover happens. I've seen it in my kids. I've seen it in my clients. I've seen it in my husband. It has to become, I've seen it in myself. It has to become your good idea to want to
Yeah.
do it in order for it to be a thing that sticks. And that's the part about change that I think sometimes we don't even factor really in. We don't think about that deeply, that like, I have to decide that it is the best freaking idea in the whole world, and this is all I want, and I can taste it, for it to actually be enough motivation to do it and do it wholeheartedly, and to make that full change. You can't do it for your kids. You can't do it for your husband. You can't do it for your doctors. You got to decide, I need this for me. This is the most important thing that I could ever do in my entire life. And come hell or high water, I'm going to make it happen. And then, and only then, will you be able to follow through with whatever change you're trying to create. So once you decide that drinking eight glasses of water a day is the most important task that I could ever have, and you are batting down all the things that are going to come in the way of you getting your 8 glasses of water in, right? Until you decide that that's important, it's not going to be important. Everything else is going to come up in front of you. And that goal that you set for someone else's motivation is not going to be met. But if you decide that this is the most important thing to me, it means so much to me, you're willing to fight for it, you're willing to fight for that, like every step that you have to take, then you will do it.
Yes, I totally agree with that. And it has to be your good
Mm-hmm.
idea. It has to be your great idea. All right. Well, then let me ask you this. So many times, people, and myself included, we recognize the need for something, right? We recognize that this is what I want, not my parents want, not my children, spouses, coaches, friends want. I need that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you start doing it and you start working on it. And for the first couple of weeks, it may work. But then at certain point, this sharpness, this heat from
Mm-hmm.
the time when you made this decision kind of like slows down, and you become accustomed to this, it becoming not urgent. This is what I do. This is what I do. Well, do I really need to do? This is just for me. Nobody's checking on me. This is me, my decision. Nobody knows about it. I might as well skip it. Or I might as well do something that I shouldn't be doing. How to keep this motivation going?
Well, so there's two things I will say. The first thing I would say is, before you start, know it's coming. You got to plan for the saboteurs, right? You got to know without a shadow of a doubt that everything that is going to come up against you to make this easy for you to do it is going to come. And you still have to say, you know what? I'm going to do this come what may, right? And so if you identify that that's going to happen before you even get started, there's a lot of things you can do to actually stay motivated in the process. So, one of the things, so MINK stands for get motivated, stay inspired, keep networking, and gain knowledge, right? And we already talked about the motivation of what is your why. But the inspiration part is the part that people don't really consider until too late. I like to say,
Mm-hmm.
what is your inspirational toolkit? What are the things that you need to have around you? What are the people, the books, the music, the posters, the post-its, the happy pictures, whatever it is that you need to have around you that reminds you of your highest version of yourself, that brings you back to the top, because there will be, I can guarantee, there will be something that will come along that will alter, detour, sabotage your steps towards hitting your goal. But if you can
Mm-hmm.
make sure that when you, before you start the journey, that you pack your little toolkit with a bunch of things that are going to keep you motivated along the way, then you're going to actually be successful. I'll give you an example. I broke my
Yes.
ankle uh, a few years back, and I have 8 screws in it. And I was sitting down one day and I was thinking, okay, how am I going to come back from this? Because I can't even walk to my bathroom, right? How am I going to come back for this? And what's going to motivate me to actually be as close to who I was before this accident now? And I wasn't feeling motivated. I really wasn't feeling motivated. Now, mind you, I didn't have an opportunity before I broke my ankle to decide, hey, I'm going to break my ankle. Let me go ahead and put together an emergency toolkit of inspirational things for me to get through this. So, in the moment, I'm sitting there. I'm actually sitting on this couch in this very room that I'm in right now. And I'm like, what do I need to do to get myself inspired to do the rehabilitation that is going to require me to get back to walking? I live in a walking neighborhood. My entire lifestyle is based on walking, but I don't want to. I don't want to be hurting. I don't want to walk around with a cane. I don't want to be limping. I want to still live vibrant. And I decided to look back at what were some of the other things that I did in my past that helped me get motivated through things. Now, I was an athlete in high school. And so I thought, well, why is it so hard for me to exercise when I've exercised essentially my whole life? I was a dance instructor and I taught, you know, athletic classes, and I coached athletes. So I know how to work out. I know how to exercise. But why is it now so hard for me to like get that motivation to get out there and to do what I need to do? And I realized that the reason why I was practicing all those years for volleyball, running track meets, and cheerleading, and all of these really aggressive exercises. I mean, they were not easy workouts, trust me. Um, why did I do that in the first place? And I realized it was because I had a goal in mind, right? I wanted
Uh-huh.
to jump higher, or I wanted to win a game, or I wanted to shave a second or two off of my time, right? And so, in order for me to get what I wanted, I was going to have to go through this hard work of exercising. And so, at that point, I decided I need to set a really hard goal, a little like the uncomfortable, like, ooh, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that goal right now, so that the workout feels like the easier part than failing that thing. So,
Uh-huh.
still not able to walk from my
Yes.
bedroom to my bathroom, sat on this
Yes.
couch, and I broke the news to my husband that I was going to do the LA Marathon.
Uh-huh.
He hit the roof. He's like, you move from one room to the other on your child's desk chair, and you want to do 26.2 miles. Why can't you just do a 5K? How come you can't do a half marathon? How about just walking around the block? Why do you have to choose
Yes.
something so hard? And I realized, one, I knew myself. If it was something I could think I can do without trying, I'm not going to really work hard to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I needed something that was a little scary, that like if I don't do this, I might not make it, right? And so I
Mhm.
set a goal for a year and a half to do the LA Marathon. And then from there, it wasn't about me rehabilitating my ankle. It was about me getting to the finish line on that marathon. And that finish line to that marathon became my motivation. And everything I had to do at that point was really about putting things in place so that I could make it through. So I thought about all the things. Okay, well, have I ever done anything like this before? Well, I've worked on my feet for 7 hours, and that's about how long it takes for you to walk a marathon. So I
Yeah.
know I can do it. I can stand for 7 hours. So can I walk for
Yes.
7 hours? I don't know. And then I thought, well, why was I able to do that? And I thought, well, there's usually music playing in the background, and I usually get distracted with the music or doing something in the process. So those 7 hours fly by so quickly. So then I came up with a killer playlist. And then I came up with I got some shoes that made me happy to put them on. And I bought the shoes and I like laced them up every day and I looked at my feet, they made me happy. And I had my little workout outfits that actually were like theme, like I had like a whole color theme going. And I just decided to like really lean into the costume of it. And I did all these little things, right, to make sure that I was having a good time and that I was enjoying the process and that I was staying encouraged through when it was hard, when my body was like, I know we just left the house. If we turn around, we could go back right now and it's okay. And it's like, no, today
Yeah.
we're doing 3 miles. We have to make it to the 3 mile mark. But we just left. If we turn around right now, it won't be that big of a deal. If we get too much further, it's going to be a long way back. No, no, no. We
Yeah.
got to keep doing this. Let's listen to this song instead. This is one of your favorite songs. Let's do it. Go, 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 go. Right? Those kinds of things help you stay encouraged. So you really got to create a toolkit around what you're trying to do and things that you can get inspired through the hard times when your body's talking to you, when your mind's saying we can give up now, it's okay, to get over that
Yes.
hump. Because I guarantee you, once you get over that talk, everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything you want is over that little discomfort moment. Because once you get past that
Mhm.
discomfort, then it actually is the opposite effect that happens. You get over that discomfort and then you're motivated by like, I could do anything. And you have this adrenaline rush that like takes you into the next level. And you just feel like I could go on for forever and ever and ever at that point. But you have to get over that discomfort and you need to create
Yeah.
a kit for that. It was a long answer for that one question, but hopefully that answered it for you.
All right. Well, yes, the kit, the toolkit. That's a good idea. So, what would you recommend? We have a lot of people in our group. Diabetes 101 for beginners in 2 years grew. Is it 2 years or 3 years already? Uh,
Almost three? No, two. No, that's a good
two.
question.
No, it's actually two coming up to three.
Yes,
In February, it will be 3 years. So we have over 100,000 members in our group.
yes,
And I know that we have people who got motivated and managed to stay motivated with their results, with some other information that they scattered from different places, and they got good results.
yes,
I know that there are people, and actually quite a number of people, who found the being members of our group motivational enough.
yes,
But at the same time, we have much more people who enjoy information, but somehow it's not motivating enough for them to start actually doing something with the information they have.
yeah,
Or they start doing something and really quickly get discouraged.
yes.
So, what would you recommend to have in a toolkit that may help to stay motivated?
So for those people who are finding results and have motivated themselves into getting to the next level, what I would say is once you've got into that point, realize that your previous ceiling is now your new floor. And it's not time to just sit in that space of comfort. It's now time to push yourself to the next level of health.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens when you stay there after a while, I believe even physiologically, if you don't do more than what you're doing, you actually go backwards, which is a weird thing.
Yeah, body gets accustomed to it and starts become getting
Yeah,
comfortable.
yeah, yeah. So I would say realize that when you've hit that goal, right, that becomes your new floor and you got to create a new ceiling. So you want to give yourself a
Yeah,
new goal. So let's say you've mastered the eating right, right? Like you're like, I know exactly what spikes my sugar, baby, and I stay away from it. I'm batting that stuff left and right. I got this, right? Maybe the next step is okay, now I'm going to step up my exercise, and I'm going to not only just get fit, but I'm going to get strong, right? I'm going to like
mm,
be in better health than I was before I had diabetes, right?
yeah,
Before I let it all, all of it happened the way it happened. I'm going to step into that next level, right? So if you're already motivated and you're already there, congratulations, you did it. That is amazing. Now think about where do you want to go next? What's the next ceiling? For those of you who haven't even left the couch yet, right? You haven't even decided that I want to throw the crap out in my refrigerator. They told me this. It's a drag. It sucks. Why is this happening to me? I can't believe this is happening to me still. I don't deserve this. I'm a good person and I'm scared. I don't know what to do. All I'm asking you to do is to find one moment of courage, right? My one moment of courage for my marathon story was actually signing up for the LA Marathon and paying that money. Because then it was like,
yeah.
oh boy, I paid money. I better do this, right? That hundred and some odd
Mm-hmm.
dollars to enter it. You just need one moment of courage to do something outside of your comfort zone. And you gotta make it real, right? So in Mink, the N stands for networking. And most people think networking of like going to places and handing out cards and be like, oh yeah, I got you. But what I say networking is who can I ask for help and who can I be of service to? Right? And so
Mm-hmm.
in your case, who can you ask for help? That one moment of courage, oh my God, I need help, or I need to do something different. Who can you ask for help that will help you take that next step into whatever your new plateau is? Maybe it's like, who can I ask to help remind me about drinking more water every day? Or who can I ask to go on walks with me so that I don't chicken out or just say, oh, it's too cold. I think I'll just cuddle up and stay in bed a little longer, right? Like, who do you need to ask for help that will get you to your next goal? And you have one tiny moment of courage where you pick up the phone or you open the email or you go to the website and you hit send, or you do whatever you need to do to actually talk to that person and just tell them, I need help, I'm scared, or I need help, I really don't want to do this but I want to do it, but I don't want to do it, but I want to do it, but I don't want to do it, right? And be honest
Mm-hmm.
with them, and they will help you at least take those first steps. And once you start taking a
Yeah,
step, baby, it's really just another step after that, and then another step after that, and another step after that, and
exactly.
another step after that. But you need to ask for help.
Yeah. All right. Well, something I wanted to mention to for everyone that help is available in our Facebook group,
Yes.
and and this is a great. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. You brought this conversation exactly to those set of slides that I would like to talk about. So, talking about help, all right. First of all, I wanted to remind everyone that in our group, we have support group meetings every other Wednesday. we have at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we have support group meetings. And as a matter of fact, the very first Wednesday of this year, we already had our first meeting. It was very small meeting, meaning not many people showed up, but those who showed up, we had our conversation and we are offering help and people are using the help and support. And this is what I am inviting everybody to join. Not necessarily every time when we have the meeting you can make it, but if you have a chance, join us there. So that's first thing. Then let's go over this was the most important thing. We have support group meetings, but let's do the week. So on Mondays, starting next week, we will have motivational Mondays. And this same Monica Henderson, who you were listening just for the last 25 minutes, she will be talking about motivation on Mondays. She will go live into the Facebook group, and of course we will record it. We will have chance. You will have chance to look it up and listen to it later in the day or in the week. But this is something that you could use for your toolkit. All right. On Tuesdays, we already started last year, and we have Telenurse Tuesday event. So in the evening from 7 to 8 p.m., we will have a nurse on call. Uh, Pam started it, but we have more nurses signed up to help you out. And during the day, under the banner, similar to what you see right now on the screen, you could type in your questions that you might have about diabetes, about your treatment plan, maybe about some medication, maybe about some exercises or some whatever effects that you're experiencing. And nurse, experienced, certified, triple checked nurse will help you to find the answer, or she will give you a suggestion where you could find the answer if she cannot answer. On Wednesdays, as I mentioned, we have every other Wednesday, we have support group meetings. So just keep it in mind and please show up. We will be there. On Thursdays, of course, we have our podcast. Every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, we invite experts in healthcare, diabetic care, people who are life coaches, personal trainers, some other specialties that people are helping people with type 2 diabetes and diabetes in general to navigate their diagnosis and adjust it to the healthier lifestyle. And of course, on Fridays, we have Fitness Fridays with Trevor. He is talking every Friday morning about some exercises that you can do, some and explaining why this exercise is better than the other one and how it may help you to gain muscles, lose some weight, lose some fatty tissues. And plus, Trevor is an expert in nutrition as well. So he is talking about these two issues, the fitness and also how nutrition can help you to gain the shape that you desire. So these are our day to day, every day in the week, some activities that you could do and keep them in your toolbox to stay motivated and keep working towards your health goals. Um, yes, we have more events coming up. Keep your eyes open on posts from admins. In featured posts, we are making announcements about events, webinars, master classes, expos. The next expo will be in February, so keep this in mind. The post about it will be coming out soon, so you could mark your calendar. And that is the end of our first show of the year. We started new season with this motivational talk, and I hope you stay motivated, inspired, and keep working towards your health. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week.